Get on, mate. How are we doing? It's your boy Mark back once again. Look, I'm sorry it's been so long. I've had lots of stuff going on, family stuff, and basically I couldn't be bothered. I haven't been wanting to get out on the hills, but it is coming up to the end of January, and I've got to get the shit going. I've got to get out there. I've got to start doing my camping again. So, because I've been away for so long, I thought I'd buy you a present. I've gone out and I've got this beast. It is the Hilleberg Staika. I don't know if you can see that. The Staika is a 2-man black label tent, and I've been looking at that or the Alak for a long time, so I just thought on this video I'd just do a quick one while the weather's nice. I want to set it up, check that it's all alright, and just take a first look at the tent. Now, I have taken it out of the bag this morning in the kitchen because I looked on the Hilleberg page about connecting the footprint to it, and they advise that you do it in your house indoors first, and you just basically join the Hilleberg footprint label to the Hilleberg tent label, and it should all go together. But it looked the right faff, so I thought, right, I'm going to come out in the garden, put an attempt up and have a first look at the tent and share it with you guys and show you the tent. So we'll see how it goes. It's not going to be a in-depth review or anything like that. It's just me putting the Staika up for the first time, and for you to get a chance to see what it's like. Now, there's lots and lots of YouTube channels that do reviews on the Staika, and like I say, this isn't a review, it's a first look, and I want to do a real-time first pitch so that you can see if it's easy or hard to put up in your own mind. You know, I'm not a technical wizard on setting tents up. You know, when I put up the Robin's Chaser 1, I was there for frickin' ages trying to put it up. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It is very, very similar to my nature hike tent that I've got, the Cloud Peak 2. So theoretically, it is a frame tent. It should just be able to go up, a freestanding tent, so it should just be able to go up really, really easy. So let's get this show on the road and see how we do it, shall we? So what I'm going to try and do first is I'm going to take the footprint out of the bag, rest that on the floor, and then try and work around it that way. Now, on the page, it says you put the Hilleberg label on the footprint, which is... Where's it to? There. That there is supposed to go facing upwards, and that's supposed to face the tent facing downwards, so that the shiny side is facing up, if that makes any sense. But when I've tried putting the Hilleberg label on the footprint to the Hilleberg label on the tent, it just didn't look like it was going to go together. So we're going to try it out in the garden. Which is easier said than done, because it's probably going to be blowing around like an absolute idiot. But we'll give it a go, and we'll see if we can do it this way. If we can't, I'll give in, I'll put the tent up and then flip it up, because it's a freestanding tent. I'll flip it upside down. There you are. See, it's going to be a ball ache. So I'm going to just put that to one side, put the tent up, take it from there. So the first thing you do with this tent, first things first, it comes with this little instruction manual telling you how to do it. You know what we're like, guys, we don't read instruction manuals on this channel. So there's the poles and the pegs. That goes out like that. Now, there are various ways of putting this tent up. I've seen it done many a way online, and how they do it is they pin out these two bits here first. Put the poles in. So I'm going to do that first of all. Here's the pole bag. You can see it, there's the pole bag. You've got the 10mm DAC poles, which are there. You get 3 of them. 2, 3. You've got the spare pole that comes with it. And then you've got these 16 X DAC Hilleberg pegs. So we're going to take 4 of them, and first of all I'm going to peg out the 4 corners. Very loosely. Right, one thing that all of these companies do is they always leave the guy ropes untied, and I'm one of these people that I like to tie up my guy lines. But what we're going to do is get these 10mm poles, connect them together, making sure that they are properly all connected. Every one of the pole has got a colour code on it. So this one that I've just done is it's supposed to be colour coded, but it isn't. So put the poles together. I think they're all the same size at a first look. Like I say, they're all 10mm DAC poles. And quite simply, people have told me to put the blue pole in first. So with Hilleberg, you've got these little sleeves that the tent goes in. That one goes in there. It goes right across there. What I always do is I always clip. I've done that wrong. I always clip the first one in. That goes in there. That's the first pole done. Put the white pole in. That goes in there like that. That goes right over. That. And you've got one last pole. The red pole. Goes in there. And then what you do is you go round making sure the guy lines feeded through right. You go around and you clip it all up like this. It's quite fiddly because these guy lines keep getting caught up, because obviously, unlike me, Hilleberg, when they've done the tent, didn't tie the guy lines up. I've had quite a few people say you have to have really long legs to put this tent up, because unless you put your feet underneath the tent, you have to open the door. I'm probably making this harder work than what it actually is, to be honest with you. But it is the first time I've put it up, and I always think you need to put a tent up a few times before you get to know how to properly put it up. But straight away, as I'm putting this up, straight away I can feel the quality of this tent. Good, decent quality things. And this tent is so much like the Cloud Peak 2 by Nature hike. So there we are. Hold on a minute. So as you can see, a quick look around the tent. You clip all of these poles in to these clips. It all interlocked the other way. Oh, don't trip over the tent. Guy lines. And then you've got the cap. This cap here goes over the top, and I will, it's quite difficult to do one-handed. I'll put that on now and then come back and show you. Quite simply, it clips on to these little clips. I'm making a right mess of this today. I really, really am. But that's the whole purpose of coming out and in your back garden and putting a tent up. Because by doing that, you can see if you've made mistakes or not. Now, you go around the tent now and you put in all the pegs on the guy lines. Right, this is like literally a fool's guide. How a fool would put up a tent. So I've put it all up, and this is the first time I've put this tent up. So mistakes have occurred. Right, now, it went up relatively easy, but one thing that you have got to remember when you put the poles in is make sure all the guy lines are out before you put the pole in, else you get that. I'm not going to take this tent apart now, because like I say, this is just a first look at the tent, showing you the mistakes that an idiot can make. But I'm just going to walk around the tent and quickly show you it. So this is the tent from the front door. As you can see, the Hilleberg brand is there. You've got this little bit of reflective strip there. It is a black label tent, so you've got the 10mm DAC poles. You can see here that the cap goes on, and once it's on, you can literally pull it tight by pulling this here like that to stop it from flapping in the wind, which is a little bit different to the nature hike. It's pegged with the pegs on the corners. There we are. There's the Hilleberg Staika label. As we walk around, you obviously got the red pole, the blue pole, and what's quite good is you've got this pegging point on every bit that's not the door. You've got these pegging points, which is quite nice. So it is quite flappy because I haven't done a proper decent job in putting it together. I will do that on the next episode when I go out on the moors with it at the weekend. I just literally wanted to put it together and just check that the tent was all good before I go out on the moors, the Dartmoor, on Saturday. So let's have a look inside the tent, shall we? Let's open up the tent for the first time. Just put you there. Right, so you peg it back, the door there. There's two little loops. It goes there like that. The good thing about this tent is it has got two vestibule spaces, that side and that side. And it's got a T door. So I'll come and show you it in a second. But this door goes back exactly the same as what the outer door does, with a little toggle and elastic. In two places. If I grab you a minute, I can show you what I mean. So you open the door, you've got a toggle there and there, in a door there and there. And the good thing about this tent is that when you're in the tent, you can peg this back like that, but when you want a little bit more space in the vestibule, you can undo these two toggles as such, and you can literally put that door right back like that and roll it up, and do the same with this door as what you did the other door. Now the reason why I bought this tent is because I'm a big chunky donkey, a big chunky monkey, should I say, and I like the amount of space that's inside this tent. It is a proper two-man tent. You've got a huge vestibule area here like that. It's a four-season tent, so you know it's going to withstand the winds that the UK can throw at it. And there's just so much room in here. So much room. And it's got 2 vestibules. I'll open up the other side and show you. So there we are, guys. I'm in the tent. 1 door open, 2 doors open. If I put you outside, you may possibly be able to see all the vast amounts of room that this tent has got. Now what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to try and put this footprint in, now the tent's up, and come back to you in a second. Fingers crossed I can put it in with no faff, and then I can do my final look at the tent, show you around, show you all the vents are and all that sort of stuff, and tell you what my initial first impression is. Well, there we are, guys. The footprint wasn't actually that much of a ball ache to get in, to be honest with you. You just literally connect it 4 sides like that, and as you can see, it protects the bottom of the tent. You've got the Hilleberg Staika mark there, and it just gives it a little bit of extra protection on the bottom there. So there is the tent, guys. Like I said, the footprint connects to all these corners. There's the brand, Hilleberg, and it's just protecting the bottom of the tent a little bit more. I'm a little bit fed up in the sense that 2025, you spend a ridiculous amount of money on a tent, and then you've got to go out and spend £118 on a ground sheet that goes underneath it. But hey, there you go. So the tent is up. Apologies that it isn't the best first look. It's not supposed to be a review. It is literally a thick Cornishman like myself getting out in the back garden and opening the tent up for the first time and putting it up for the first time. You can iron out the problems on pitch 2, but I'm a strong believer that it's better to do it out in the garden rather than being up on the hills with the wind and the rain and all of that stuff blowing away. So yeah, it's just a quick look round the tent, and as you can see, it is Hilleberg. It's a good brand. It looks absolutely fantastic. The quality is amazing. It is my second Hilleberg tent, and all of these tents are handmade, they're hand checked. There should be a label in here somewhere in the door telling you who made it, the part number and all of that lot. But all that remains now is for me to get in the tent and have a pasty. So thank you for joining me. Apologies for being such a long time getting back to you, but from Cornwall, here's an oggie. See you very, very soon, where I can take it out on the hills and show you. Cheers and gone.